Foldable phones are all the rage now, and Motorola is trying to carve its own path on the market by bringing back the classic RAZR lineup back from the past. Late last year, we were treated to a proof of concept, the first modern Moto RAZR, which showed the company's vision for foldable phones. The new Moto RAZR 5G now builds on that and scores some important changes in the design and usability that definitely make it the better phone. But are those changes enough to justify the $1,400 price tag? Hello guys, my name is Vic with PhoneArena, and starting from the box it comes with, the new foldable RAZR looks like alien technology. The box opens up to reveal the phone, and all the accessories are kept neatly in what looks like a case for glasses. Now the phone comes equipped with an 18-watt fast charger. You also have a USB-C cable and headphones with replacement tips, so basically you have a full set of accessories. But let's take a look at the phone and the engineering behind it. You have glass on the front and the back. The hinge here is metal, but the rest is plastic. Now the phone looks prettier than the first generation one, but what hasn't changed is the way the hinge works. Basically, unfolding the phone is still a bit cumbersome, especially if you try it with one hand. It's just hard to pry it open. Moreover, you can kind of see the screen retracting back when you fold the phone, and at a certain moment it kind of goes over the frame of the phone, leaving a gap between the two. We didn't have any big issues with that for the week or so we used the phone, but it certainly doesn't feel reassuring. And compare that to the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip, for example, and that phone is easier to unfold, has a nice solid movement, and it can maintain various angles easily, while this here just can't. And you can also hear the hinge mechanism creaking a bit when you're unfolding the phone. Take a listen. Not reassuring at all. And overall, we have to confess, we were expecting bigger improvements on the hinge. Samsung has shown how you can have an incredibly polished folding experience, and Motorola is just not quite there yet. Now, the biggest advantage of the RAZR, however, is just how compact it is when folded. It really is. It slips easily in a pocket, it's quite slim, and overall, it looks attractive. But one last word of caution, handle it with care. The glass back and front make the new RAZR extremely slippery, and you don't want to drop it. As for biometrics, you have a fingerprint scanner now on the back of the phone. And that's not the perfect position. It's a bit too low and requires some weird hand stretching, especially when you have your phone unfolded. You do get used to it, but thankfully you also have a face unlock feature, which is much faster and works with both cameras on the phone, so you can unlock it with your face no matter if it's folded or not. To my surprise, the external quick view display of the Moto RAZR 5G turned out to be extremely useful. Despite its humble size of 2.7 inches, you can offload a few important phone functions like checking your notifications, quick toggles, reading emails and messages, and my favorite was watching YouTube videos straight on the small display, so you can have your phone folded and still playing YouTube. Quite cool. You can actually run almost any of your apps on the external display. Just have in mind that Motorola doesn't guarantee any of these will work as intended on this external screen. The main 6.2-inch display of the Moto RAZR is actually quite small by today's standards. Plus, it's also quite narrow and tall. Screen quality, however, is good. This is an OLED panel with gorgeous punchy colors and excellent contrast and great viewing angles. The only big thing missing is a fast refresh rate for that buttery smooth experience, and you kind of expect this on a premium device, but it's not here. Now, one small detail that is often overlooked in reviews is the vibration motor on phones. And I have noticed, unfortunately, that the vibration on this phone is just too weak and flimsy. You don't get the precise, delicate vibration that most other top-end phones have. Okay, but what about performance? Motorola is using the Snapdragon 765 chip combined with 8GB of RAM, and it does well with everyday tasks. But you can feel you don't quite have a flagship grade chip here, especially with 3D gaming when the phone heats up and thermal throttling kicks in quite quickly. One unexpected issue I encountered with the RAZR was that it just didn't have good Wi-Fi connection. It would drop the connection often and be out of network reach in places where all other phones I have tested have a solid connection, and this was hugely frustrating. I really hope that Motorola fixes this with an update, but right now it's a big issue. This new RAZR also comes with a 2800 mAh battery. That's a much smaller size than most other phones on the market. But surprisingly, the battery life isn't atrocious at all. Now the phone will easily last you a day of average use, which for me is browsing the web, social media, messaging, and a couple of YouTube videos. As for charging, it took the phone 1 hour and 42 minutes to get fully charged thanks to the 18-watt turbo power wall adapter included with the phone. This is definitely not the fastest around, but also it's not too slow. There is also no wireless charging on board, in case you were wondering. In terms of cameras, interestingly, there is just one camera on the Moto RAZR 5G. No ultra-wide camera, no telephoto lens, and that's a bit underwhelming for a premium phone in 2020. The main camera here uses a 48 megapixel sensor, and it comes with optical image stabilization, laser autofocusing. By default, the way it works is it combines 4 pixels into one and produces 12 megapixel photos. So how do they look? Well, camera quality overall is an improvement from the first generation, but still not quite on par with the very best. In daylight, you get quite good photos, but I would argue that rivals from Samsung and Apple offer more lively colors and a better dynamic range. In lower light, the RAZR does have a night vision mode, which comes in handy especially if it's super dark. But overall, we notice quite a few shots with blurry detail in lower lighting. So camera quality decent, yes, but not quite great. One area, however, where the Moto RAZR truly excels is with selfies. Simply fold the phone and use the main camera for regular selfies, and you get super detailed photos with pleasing color, much better than a traditional selfie camera. So at the end of the day, the Moto RAZR 5G is a polarizing phone. It simply can't leave you indifferent. You either hate it or love it. Personally, I love the compact form factor, and the external screen is far more useful than you'd expect. But Motorola really needs to work on the fundamentals, the hinge and how the phone folds. For a phone that costs $1,400, I also expect to see a faster processor, a more versatile set of cameras, and a fast refresh rate screen. As it is right now, I would think twice before buying the new RAZR. Now thankfully, deals are abundant from day one, and you can find the best deals in the description to this video. But even with those deals, I would suggest you also check out our detailed review of the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip, which is your best alternative. So this will do it for this review. The quirky new Moto RAZR is improved, but also feels compromised in so many ways, and you just have to point that out for such an expensive phone. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and if you did, subscribe to our channel, PhoneArena, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss our new videos. My name is Vic, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.